Okay, hold on. I have to learn more. I have to learn more all the time. There's the fan on right there, and I'm sorry if that's like too loud. I don't know how this sounds yet, but I need the white noise. It's helping me. And I'm in Stella's bunk bed right now. And she's not here, and Chris is taking a nap in the other room. And I don't even have my drum because Chris is taking a nap, and that would be so rude. I have poo. I have poo. You know what I'm feeling about my face right now? Because like really is a process with my face. And especially since it's all like, it's kind of giant and stuff, and like, look what I can do with it right now, like a turtle. Oh my God, I'll get back to that. And I'm just right now having this realization, this revelation. Like, I'd be totally cool with all this flesh and shit if I had Emma Stone's eyes. Those big gorgeous eyes, then like this would all be balanced out. But I'm like, I'm so bottom heavy in every way. Okay, I'm back. So this one time at band camp, in my bunk bed, I think I stayed there for about 7 years. And I think I did a lot of journaling, and I think I did a lot of exploring. And I think that a genuine miracle occurred as a result. So, this is kind of for me really right now, because I've done a lot of writing, and I'm using my voice at this point to chronicle things. After a lot of years of using my pen, I still am obsessed with pen and paper and typewriters, and I can't wait to write a whole story on my typewriter, and I even know what little story I want to write on it, and my computer that I was obsessed with using for a while to make things legible for other people to read, but pen and paper is the real crux of my matter, maybe. But I'm using my voice right now. It's just easier if I were to try to write this all down, I would be writing for days, and I think that maybe if I let it out through my body, I can do it in about 20 minutes. I went to see my acupuncturist, Renee Rodriguez, today, and you know, there's not enough, oh God, inside, fuck. There's not enough I could say about the journey getting back to that table. But I want to talk about, I want to talk my way through and try to remember all of it, because a lot happened. The meditation that occurred while under the influence of his needles, and his presence, and his room, and the presence of those who are all around me right now. And, it is extraordinary what can happen after, an hour of acupuncture, or an hour with any healer or healing presence. Extraordinary. So I just want to fumble my way through this. I have to try to remember everything that happened with him today, and of course all of the things in his actual office and just him alone. Go see the dude. And also just magic. Really, wow. He doesn't just lead you through acupuncture. He didn't just lead me through acupuncture. He led me through something much more esoteric, triangles. And fire triangle, and yep, water triangle pointing down. So, and then he leaves me alone to my own devices, and you know, I get very creative then by accident. And something I learned a long time ago that life taught me when I was about maybe this big in a womb, like a million years ago, is about meditation. Is you can't control it. You can avoid it, but you can't control it. And I don't want to avoid it, and I don't want to control it. So the way that I enter into a meditation is my heart. It just is the only way. The mind is very preoccupied with keeping things in order, as it should be. The heart understands natural order, and it's not concerned with it because it doesn't need to be, and it's not associated with the idea of what order is in the mind. And order in the mind is everything is in its right place, but the heart is, I think, more aware of what the actual right places are, and that there's always motion and change, and the right place moves like an astrology wheel, like a clock, like a lens that you shift focus. What's right yesterday may not be right today, and the heart is okay with everything in its right place being a movement, not a static situation. And the mind is very hard for the mind to adjust to that. So I enter meditation through not trying to work with my mind. I mean, I don't do that. It is very true. You sit down to meditate and the mind's like, I want pizza, all this, that's all great and all. But I accept all of that and immediately bring, I think, there's something, or I don't know that I bring it, but a warmth enters this area of my body, this chakra, my heart chakra. And all I want from that place is to open. And my mind in the face of that is it's such a burning, beautiful desire that I I have to submit to it. And from that place, usually there's some pattern that arises, and it's my gateway through to whatever necessary images need to arise. And so sometimes it's like, it really is like hieroglyphics, and sometimes, and I was telling Renee this today, it's like, it's a lot like DNA strands or angel wings. Today it was like a Salvador Dali painting. It really was. It was like, the half-built walls and the, sort of, and the ruin. This is amazing. This is for me. I am fumbling my way through this for me right now. So fuck it to hell. Do you know what I mean? This isn't a performance at all. It really is never, but I have to let this more than ever right now be just me trying to figure my way through what's happened today. It was oh my God. How do you explain this? How do I explain this to myself? I was in a Salvador Dali painting of my own, and it was the ruins of walls half built, crumbling, but as if an actual piece of art that I was working my way through, a labyrinth of walls, right? But just so Dali. and I registered the Dali part, going through it, not the labyrinth, not the forever and a day, just the Dali, just that part. I was like, registering that this is what this pattern is. I'm moving through these ruins of a sort of a Dali pattern, and then into something that seems much simpler, but is, again, like Renee and I talked about, the hardest to receive. It's so bright. Wow. Darkness and green threading, green streaks, and then a green triangle started to emerge through it. And inside that green triangle, as it was coming toward me, was a green Isis eye. And I was like, it was outlined in green and a little colored in green in the center. And it was coming toward me the same way that infinity symbol once had a long time ago. And I was very afraid of what was coming toward me. And this time it was coming toward me, and I was like, I'm looking you in the eye. Come closer to me. And it was in this triangle with all this green threading, like green veins, almost, in this, darkness behind it. Pure darkness. And it's coming closer, and I'm looking. This eye right in the eye. And then, my body's going through a lot during this, because I have needles in me in all the right places, all the right moves in all the right places. And, different parts are stirring and moving and burning and dripping at different times. And this eye comes so close that we're face to face, and there's just peace with it, and it's just acknowledgement, and it's simple. And then I have to remember all of this, and I really want to. Renee, in these triangles, he made an hourglass right here, my shoulders. But another hourglass formed around my kidneys here, across my back. And suddenly, the triangles are up, down. I became my own very floaty Jewish star. And it was this Jewish star. And in this Jewish star, and there was enormous levity, so I'm rising up, and then this purple train, fire and water, purple, trail, purple, ribbons of purple flowing out from behind me, and then suddenly this figure eight around my kidneys here, around my lower back, got really hot, really burning, and I got scared. That's not even totally true. I want to stress the scared part, because not a lot scares me at this point, but there was enough, something was rising that I wanted to resist. So I want to say that's fear. And I want to say scared, because that's what we associate with fear. And it is true. I did get all of those things, but not scared for my life. I became resistant to something, which meant that I was afraid. And this burning of this figure eight around my lower back and my kidneys started to burn hotter. And I was like, something's coming, and I'm there's still like some anxiety about it. And in those moments, you want to pull out, but it's too interesting for me to do that. It means something. So, like, okay, we can do them burn. burn into healing light here. Burn. I gotta burn through this. What is coming? I'm gonna face down on a table right now in my diamond paper towels in the front of the heater. And I was actually like truly resisting something. My body was, my consciousness was like, it's still something, in other words, that I don't know physically yet. I know it physically in an independent sense, but it's clearly something wanting to merge with me. So it is not something I'm meant to know just in an isolated way by myself. And that is penetration, and that is serious. It requires serious openness. So, you know, I felt myself sort of just burning. And I was like, burn through it. Kidneys, burn through it. P. And then, this is insane. That it's just not insane. It's insane that it's not insane. I stayed there and I just open, burn, however long it takes, just burn. Just burn, open the space to like let whatever it is in, and then a goat head appeared. I can't believe this. I mean it. I actually can't. I say this over and over again. I'm so sorry. Like for the redundancy, but yeah. It is a miracle. So you can kind of only believe it by not believing it, you know, or just being basking in the awe of it. A goat head, and I mean a goat head. I mean every fucking detail. Real. Appeared below me in that, where my face was down. And my kidneys cooled, and water flooded everywhere, and the goat head was beige and white, and was right there, and horns budding and all, but it was my creation. Like, I just looked deep into the eyes of this goat as this goat looked into mine, and we touched lips, and I stroked his face, and I said, "You live now. I want you to be alive. You're mine. Like, live again. And you're my I'm birthing you right now. I have already birthed you. Like, you are allowed to be here." And you know, I can't describe what it feels like to be able to touch the fur, the hair, and just, it's so real. And my eyes just involuntarily opened at some point, and I was still right there with my goat head. The image didn't go away at all. And my eyes naturally shut, same thing. Still there. Just bring this new goat back with you. Treasures received in the dark. And I started to see my version of a Chinese clock. And I want to talk about sexuality and kidneys, but I think I need to do that in a separate thing. I just feel like this is a lot. I need to separate. What I have learned more clearly is a way to talk about repressed sexuality, which is so much more than repressed sexual desire. It's about repressed eroticism, which is just so much more dynamic than just sexuality, but it is, the core of sexuality, and about how that affects our kidneys and our heart, obviously, and everything, but the kidneys and pee. Oh my gosh, and how this ties into my family. And the fear of where fear goes, and what we're most afraid of is our own eroticism, and what that translates into is our own relationship with creation, with being a source of creation, with being the source of creation, and the paradox here of the one false God that's a dictator, and the one true God that is us all united in one experience, which is the paradox, right? Because there's many energies and many gods and goddesses in creating the one true experience, and that's not a dictatorship. That is a co-op. It's a co-op. It's a coup. It's a collaboration. And I really do want to talk a little bit about sexuality, because it came up again for me, and this is what I keep getting back to when I say, like, my body needs to know what my soul knows now, and my body doesn't know it yet. My body is so close to knowing it because my soul knows it so deeply, but my body still has some fear. That I really want to abolish, I want to slay, and I can't do that with just my own body. There's so much I can do with my own body and psyche, and in the end, I can't do it with just my own physical shape. I want to talk about fear and sex a little bit more from today, and just the whole thing with Renee. I mean, Renee, I love you so much. I mean it. In the tube, where the images live, and the heart center, and esoteric, and triangles, and water and fire, and yin and yang. And he put a needle in my left wrist today, my palm. Tattoo magic. It was enormously visual, as it usually is, I guess, for me. Meditation, while my body was so informing it. The better needle, the better hospital gown, the better room, the better treatment. And boobs, breasts, breast awareness, feminine awareness, cervical, cervical awareness, B, opening awareness. I'm such a lucky lady. It's a lot of work and everything, but I've found all the right people at the right time. I mean, you can ask for anything more, really, Haha, this is not supposed to be like this. I'm supposed to be like super like authoritative and giving like my own little lecture to myself. No, it's not. I'm doing this for me, so this is what you get when you're me. Hello, me. Time to just be. I love today. Thank you, Renee. Thank you. Team Purple. Magic. I'm gonna do another one of these in a minute. I actually have some sophisticated things to say. I think I want to try. Peace be with you, and I mean that When I say peace, I mean like fun peace. I mean like insatiable curiosity. Peace. Peace is not boring. Peace is peace. Like a piece, like a member, like I mean, it's penetration, it's acceptance and reception. And what happens out of that is creation, love, beauty, shooting stars.